Okay, first gun we gotta do for Zircon scale is the SVA 545, and I've gotta get 300 kills whilst it's pack-a-punched. Let's get it. I think there's usually about 80 zombies per exfil call-in, so I should actually be close. This should be the last one I call in, I think. Hopefully. Oh my god, please stop fucking lagging. Holy crap. Oh, there we go. It's done. Let's go! Zircon scale for the SVA. It's done. Okay, time to check if it's tracked. It should have. Okay, there we go. Yep. We've got it done. So next one up should be, I believe, the MTZ, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so yeah, the next gun we have up next is the MTZ 556. I was correct. And yeah, I've got to do that again. 300 kills whilst it's pack-a-punch. I guess that's going to be the challenge for all of them. Be great if I could have got the kills all at once now and then exfilled, but clearly I'm not going to be able to. Oh my god, it finished right as the helicopter took off. Are you kidding me? Piece of shit. Bam! It is officially done. So now I've got the Holger 556 to do. Let's go! Next one up. And there we go. It's done. And there we go. Right, so that leaves us with 3 out of 6 done. And yeah, let's see what we've got next to do. Right, next one on the list we've got is the MCW. I've got to do the same thing again. Oh my god, is this the same challenge for every single gun? I swear to god. Boom! MCW is done, baby! And there we go. So now I should have just 2 of them left to go. These ones are probably the least fun to do as well, but we'll see. Okay, in all fairness, the DG56 is not actually that bad, so I might have a bit of fun with this one, but yeah, let's get to it. Bam! It is done. We've done the DG56. Oh god, this is taking so much longer than I thought it would as well. Like, why is this shit taking so long? Right, okay, so that's now 5 of them. 1 more to go, which is the FR 5.56. You know what, for this one, I can't even be bothered waiting to go and get Pack-a-Punch. I'm just going to use one of the zombies acquisitions just to get a head start. I literally am about to fall asleep. So as you can see, got to do the same thing for this gun, and this one's probably the least fun to use of all of them.
2,000 years later.
Bro, Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm dragging my nuts across metal right now. This shit is so slow. It's painful. It's tedious. Just give me the Zircon scale. What the fuck? Now I've got to call in another exfil because that one's just gone. I don't even know how many I've done. I don't know if I've done 200, 290. There we go. Oh my god. It finally unlocked. But I've done it now. I've done Zircon scale now for every... Are you kidding me? Right. Okay. Finally, it's done. All the assault rifles are done. Let's get to the video, guys. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I've just done Zircon scale for all the assault rifles. Well, not all of them, obviously. There's a bunch of DLCs in the game, obviously, but... Ooh. All the base 6 assault rifles in zombies. And I have to say, I at first wasn't sure if I was going to even bother with the zombies grind for this game, but... Considering we're only in May, and I've got until October, I believe, when the next alleged Black Ops 5/6 comes out, or whatever the fuck the game's called, because that's a whole nother topic. Like, people don't even know what the name is now. Yeah, I've still got another 6 months at least, or something like that. 7 months until the next COD game, or something. Fourth, I don't know. I'm not even going to think about it. The point is, I have got a lot of time left on my hands. I've pretty much been keeping up to date with all the weapons, you know, getting them all to Interstellar, and finishing those up in multiplayer. So I thought I would challenge myself to do the zombies grind as well. And I have not done this over years with camo grinds. I've not done 2 of them in one game. Like, that's never been something I've done. So in Call of Duty Vanguard, I only did the multiplayer grind. In Black Ops Cold War, I only did the zombies grind and not the multiplayer grind. And it's the same thing for, like, most CODs I've played. I've only done 1 of the grinds if they have more than 1. And this year might be the change for that. I might actually start doing more than 1 grind. I might, hell, even once I've done Zombies Borealis, I might even decide to do the Modern Warfare 2 Zombies camos and, you know, do that 3rd grind, you know, get that, what's the camo called in this game for zombies? I'm forgetting it already. I've completely forgot. It'll come back to me after this video. You guys know which one I'm on about. There's that other zombies camo that you can do for Modern Warfare 2 guns. But the point is, I didn't expect to do this, and it's not as hard as I thought it would be. I mean, this is actually fairly simple to do. I've heard maybe that it's harder for those Modern Warfare 2 zombies guns, like if you're doing Modern Warfare 2 weapons, that it's going to be harder because there's more of them. There's like 50 plus guns in Modern Warfare 2. This year, we only have 36 as a base, and we've only just started to get more of them over the seasonal updates. So it's not quite the same difficulty as it is, but then I've heard that some of the challenges are more demanding for that grind versus this grind, which is quite interesting. So I definitely do think that this grind alone isn't difficult. Challenge-wise, it's very straightforward. It's just that it's a lot of time. That's the only problem. It's not that they're difficult, it's just they're tedious. And by tedious, I'm literally just saying they just take a lot of time out of your day. And even better yet, there's one big curveball that's thrown in the mix. The grind is a lot harder because of this curveball, and that is that if you don't exfil successfully, you cannot use a customized weapon of your own for an hour. You have an hour penalty if you leave the game. So that is the only real curveball that's thrown in there for this grind. So if I was to say die, and I didn't want to wait for a teammate to revive me or another player to revive me, and let's say no one revived me, no one was coming to help me, not even my teammates, let's say my teammates all bailed out and left the game, then yeah, at that point, if I left the game, I'd have to accept the penalty of 1 hour, and I wouldn't be able to use any of the guns or grind them for another hour. So that is definitely a huge L that this side of the game takes for camo grinding, because if you are to mess up, you don't exfil, there is always that punishment where it kind of hinders your speed or your progress towards getting the mastery camos. But that aside, these camos are all very simple. If you remember the Forged grind, when I was talking about Forged in multiplayer, that camo for the weapons, because Forged is of the same prestige or rarity as the ZIRCON scale is in this side of the game. You've got the Forged camo, which is the second mastery camo for multiplayer, and then you've got ZIRCON scale, which is the second mastery camo for zombies. And it is just, this is so much easier. This one is so much easier than multiplayer. Forged camos for multiplayer actually demanded you to do an array of different challenges. Some were varying in difficulty, so some were absolutely easy, like a toddler could do it with their eyes closed. And then the other ones were just really demanding for absolutely no reason. But this time, it seems that all of them across the board are all exactly the same. I think maybe there might be some differing challenges for ZIRCON scale with other class setups. I guess I'll only find out as I go. But as far as all assault rifles go, every single one of the ZIRCON challenges, ZIRCON scale challenges, are all exactly the same. It's just get this number of kills, 300 of them, whilst the weapon's pack-a-punched. That's easy. In zombies, 300 kills whilst the weapon's pack-a-punched is like the easiest thing. Considering they're all mindless AIs basically just wandering towards you, you really have no difficulty doing that. And pack-a-punching, again, is not a difficult thing. Once you've done it, you just gotta kill the zombies. There's no real specific type of kill that you've got to do, like, I don't know, 300 headshots, or, I don't know, 300 crouch or prone zombie kills. Like, you could make it more and more nuanced if you wanted to, but it's just 300 kills. That's it. Just kills. It doesn't matter how you do them. Just make sure the gun's pack-a-punched, which that in itself is so easy. And I think the only thing that makes this so tedious is because you're booting up a game over and over again, and the matches obviously last a certain amount of time. You've got one specific goal, and you can't leave unless you exfil. If you leave, you hinder the entire rate of your camo grind. So that's the one thing that makes it tedious. You basically have to fixate on the challenge and get it done. Otherwise, you have to exfil, and exfilling in itself isn't a super quick process. You have to wait for the helicopter to come in. You have to kill the zombies in the surrounding area to, successfully exfil. So that is the only real thing about it. It's just having to go into the game and then gather the essence in order to pack-a-punch your gun to start the challenge. Seeing as we're able to say that the actual challenge for ZIRCON scale isn't that difficult, I want to really just rank now the actual weapons. I'm curious to see after this video how it compares with my Forged rankings for these weapons, because I feel like some of these weapons might actually be less difficult or less enjoyable to use depending on what the actual game mode is. Because multiplayer, you're up against sweaty players. You have to have a meta, you have to have a good class. Whilst in zombies, it doesn't really matter all that much. Like, accuracy-wise, that's going to be important, maybe damage output. But generally speaking, recoil and all this other stuff doesn't matter in zombies, zombies because we're just shooting zombies. They're not real players. So I feel like my ranking from best to worst for which guns I love doing the most to hated using the most in zombies for me is personally, obviously the SVA 5x5. This one should come as no shock, is going to be the best one right up there because that's just one of the best assault rifles in the game. So I had the most fun with that. MCW, then MTZ 556, then Holger 556, then DG56, and then FR 5.56. That one might be a tie for that one. I wonder how that one compares to multiplayer. I feel like it might be pretty similar for the starting part, and then the bottom is going to be quite different in how it competes. But yeah, so generally speaking, there's not really much to say about ZIRCON scale. It's a pretty mid camo, not really worth going for. I mean, I'm only having to get it because I want the final camo, which is Borealis. And of course, I don't really mind Serpentinite all that much. It's kind of grown on me a little bit. Yes. Other than that, like, it's not a really good camo, and the challenges aren't difficult or nuanced and need much explanation. If anything, I guess the best advice, if I can give you any for getting these quickly like I did, or at least getting them in 10 minutes, is just to make sure that you're farming kills at exfil sites. This should come as no surprise. It should be kind of obvious. But if you're trying to get this shit done, all you gotta do is, I mean, this just kind of stands for most challenges in zombies. Just use the exfil to your advantage. Like, I swear to God, it's the case for every single kill. If a challenge is asking you to do this many number of pack-a-punch kills as a base camo for zombies, or it's asking you to do this number of headshots, or this number of mangler kills, or this number of hellhound kills, whatever it may be, you're going to get most of those kills if you're at an exfil site, because calling in exfils, rinse, repeat, farming in those kills, actually summons in tons of zombies, which means you could actually get variations in different zombies, and there's a lot more of them. If you're just running around idly shooting zombies around the map at the slowest rate known to man, of course you're not going to get the challenges done quickly. So literally, what you want to do when you go into the game, and this is also some good advice if you're like struggling to get essence quickly off just killing random zombies around the map. If you don't know this, you're new to zombies, you should definitely take advantage of contracts. So just go around, go and eliminate bounties. So that could be mimics, manglers, and then you think you might even have disciples that they sometimes let you destroy. But essentially, they're just like stronger versions of normal mimics, manglers, and disciples. They're kind of like these special variants of them with like different fancy names. If you are playing with other players, or you've already pack-a-punched your gun by just slowly doing it the hard way of killing zombies and you've got enough essence, or if you land in with one of the zombies acquisitions from your menu that you've selected on your inventory before you go into the game, that alone will help destroy those bounties a lot quicker.
But at the end of the day, what I am saying is that in order to get the essence to pack-a-punch your weapon, if you're calling in these bounties or whatever in the normal tier zone, you should be able to take them out on your own. They're not that strong in the normal zone, and if you have players with you, it'll be even easier. Basically, just don't call in anything or go for bounty contracts that are inside of the medium threat zone or the high threat zone, because that's where it's going to get a lot more difficult to do on your own, especially without a pack-a-punch on your weapon.
I will definitely say, though, if you're grinding, do not go for the mercenary ones. I don't know what the actual contract is called, but it's the one where you have to defend a server against AI mercenaries, and it is the worst one. Like, I'm telling you now, unless you're with other people or you're with friends, it's not fun. Do not pick that contract. Any of the other ones, like the bounties, like I say, or destroying ether spores, or doing the weapon raid stashes, they're perfectly fine. They're very simple to do. If you just do about 1 or 2 of those when you come into the game, you should get like around 4,000 essence off each of them, and you'll probably gather like 1,000 plus as you're going along killing zombies. So just do a bunch of contracts till you get that essence. Go over to a pack-a-punch machine, hit the pack-a-punch. You only need pack-a-punch 1. Don't have to worry about the 2 and the 3 by going into medium or high threat zones. Just get your base, simple tier 1 pack-a-punch, and that's it. That's all you have to worry about for this challenge. And then just go to exfil sites and farm the living shit out of them until they're done, and then exfil out of the game and do the next weapon. That's the best way of doing it. That is probably the only way you realistically can do it quickly without wasting your time. Other than that, that is going to be it for this video. I'm not sure what else I would actually say in the other videos going forward, because it'll probably be the same message, to be honest. Unless, of course, we're up for some varying challenges. Like I say, we'll have to find out as we go. If you guys are watching along and you haven't yet done the zombies grinding, you're just watching me do it, then we're going to figure it out together. We're going to learn what the challenges are going to be like. But as for base camos, most of those, like I say, I don't need to explain them. Just go to exfil sites. So this is just generally me speaking about ZIRCON scale, and that I've done it for assault rifles now. So I've got a decent few more classes to go, I guess, and hopefully we'll get that Borealis jealous. And of course, like I say, I will like to get that bioluminescent, I remembered it, bioluminescent camo from Modern Warfare 2 guns. That will be interesting if I'm up for that grind as well. Other than that, be sure to drop a like on this video. It means a lot. If you do, it would help me out, and it lets the algorithm know that the video is enjoyed by the audience, so it pushes it out to more people. And be sure to check out all the links down below in the description. Drop a comment, let me know what you think, and other than that, I will catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.